We have a new development in the U.S. President Donald Trump's trade war. He is threatening to use tariffs to demand political change in another country. Sam Sampson is with us on this story from Washington. Sam, why is Trump hitting Brazil with a 50% tariff?
Well, in a post, Trump explains that it is due to Brazil's treatment of former President Jair Bolsonaro. Now, Bolsonaro is facing trial for attempting a coup after he lost the most recent election. And Trump calls the proceedings a witch hunt and that the tariffs are needed to, quote, rectify the grave injustices of the current regime. Now, just moments ago, Brazil's President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva is calling a meeting with his ministers to discuss how they will respond to these U.S. tariffs. He has already said that his country will hit back with retaliatory measures and that the trial against Bolsonaro is the responsibility of Brazil. Now, if Trump's words sound familiar, witch hunt, it's because Trump late last month called a corruption trial against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu a witch hunt. And he also called for that trial to be canceled. Days later, upcoming hearings were canceled, with Israeli courts accepting a classified request from Netanyahu on diplomatic and security grounds. So there's context there for the phrases that the United States president is using. For consumers, a 50% tariff could be quite a hit. Brazil is one of the top trading partners with the U.S., so think citrus, beef, coffee. The U.S. is the biggest buyer of Brazilian coffee. So for people's wallets, this could be a big change in their budgets.
And Sam, another key Canadian resource industry is now being in sort of a countdown position to another Trump tariff threat, 50% tariff on copper. That's set to take effect August 1st. What else is he saying?
Well, Trump says that decision was made after a robust national security assessment, and that may be referring to a Section 232 investigation, which is meant to determine if imports are threatening to impair national security here in the States. Now, Trump has already imposed tariffs under Section 232 on steel, aluminum, and autos. Canada's Minister of Industry, Melanie Joly, says everyone is keeping a close eye on this, but Ottawa will not make a direct statement on copper until they see an executive order from Trump.
We will let the Prime Minister do the negotiation, supported, of course, by our negotiator-in-chief back in Washington, Kirsten Holman, and we will not negotiate in public.
A copper tariff would be another blow to Canada. Most of Canada's copper comes from BC, but that province says it mostly sells to Asian countries, so they may have other trade ties to continue. But that leaves other provinces that produce copper, like Quebec, to potentially be the hardest hit.
All right, Sam, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.